Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy DLloyd, and welcome back to another episode of our Washington Redskins Madden 20 Connected Franchise Series. We are now heading into Week 10. Yes, we have a bye week, which means I think this is a perfect time to look at the draft class. Now, I made a video probably about a week and a half ago asking for you guys to submit yourselves into this draft class. Put down the information. My wife's going to go in. She's going to put you guys in the draft class. I have nothing to do with it, which means I do not know anybody's ratings. Now, we're going to keep this as realistic as possible. What I mean by that is I'm not going to be drafting based off of names. I'm going to be drafting on who I think are the best players available that can help our team. So drafting off of need, drafting off of best available, that type of stuff. We're not going to take anything else into consideration. I think that'll keep everything as fair as possible. Absolutely no bias. If I don't draft you, does not mean I don't like you. This means your player may not be the best fit for us right now. But before we hop into that, there are a few things we want to do. We want to go into contract negotiations. I'm still considering Brandon Scherff or not. A lot of money. He's looking for 3 years. He's already 30 years old. But he's such a good right guard, man. Ronald Darby's another guy I'm definitely contemplating. That's 1 year, $12.5 million basically. I don't know if we want to give that much money to him. But one guy we do want to pay, that is Monte Nicholson, man. So 82 overall right now, 93 speed. He has a superstar. He's 26 years old. Now he's looking for a 2-year deal. What we're going to do is try to get him in for 4 years, 16. Let's go ahead and bump up signing bonus just a little bit. Let's see if we can get him in, lock him in. So 4 years, $16.8 million. Let's go ahead and offer him that, see if he takes it. And bam, we get Monte Nicholson, a superstar free safety for 4 years until he is 30 years old at a very, very reasonable price. Now, the rest of the guys is going to be tough, man. Rashawn Gary's a guy who I really like, but you see what that does to our cap space, takes us down to $9 million. Like I said before, once you get into season 5 and all that good stuff, it becomes hard because you get a lot of talent that you have that you just simply can't afford, especially once you start paying quarterbacks and receivers and all that other stuff, man. Rashawn Gary, we may have to let him walk, which means a left end is a position of need for us, right? We may have to go after that. Terry McLaurin, he's not asking for a crazy amount of money. We will see if that's somebody we want to end up bringing back or not. But like I said, man, I really think if we go Ronald Darby route, that takes a lot of our cap space away too. I don't know if we go there. I don't know if we go Brandon Scherff, man. But I definitely think Rashawn Gary is going to be a casualty of our cap space, which sucks, man. But somebody's going to get themselves a good player. But before we get into the actual draft class and you guys can see where everybody's at, once again, I'll just remind you guys what we're kind of looking for in the draft, and you can see an overview of our lineup. Right guard, Scherff, if we let him go, we do have Lindsey, who is a rookie. Maybe he comes in and fills in as the right guard. Crosby, I think we are okay with Travis Crosby at the right tackle position. If there's somebody great out there, of course, we'll go that way. Tight end, I think we are fine. We will look for one maybe later in the draft. Remember, we have 2 first-round picks at second, no third, and then a 4th-round pick and so on. The third receiver, if we allow Terry McLaurin to leave, we do have Trey Quinn, but maybe we look at another receiver, but I think it'll be late. I don't think we want to spend a high draft pick because we do have Quincy Wembley, who is a superstar, who's only 23 years old. I know a lot of you guys are saying we need to get Terry McLaurin involved, but Quincy Wembley is that guy, man. John Ross, also superstar. He's only 26 with abilities and 97 speed. It's hard to go away from these two guys, man. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, like I said, we probably are going to move on from Gary. And if that's the case, left end is somebody we are going to have to try to replace. So currently we have Kent Terry, who is a star. Maybe we try to develop him. I just don't think he's a traditional left end. I think maybe he could be somebody we end up standing up and moving to outside linebacker and maybe try to groom him to take Khalil Mack's place at some point. Maybe that is the move, man. We got Monte Nicholson, so that is good. For cornerbacks, Ronald Darby may be on his way out, which means Greedy Williams would take over as the #1 guy. We just paid him. He's only, 24 years old with 93 speed. And then we have Martavis Boss, our draft pick from 2 years back. He's a 74 overall, only normal development, has crazy speed, zone coverage is kind of suspect, so maybe we go in that direction. Of course, middle linebacker is always a position that we could potentially go with. We just signed Tremaine Edmonds, so I don't think we're going to move on from him for a while. Reuben Foster's been playing good, so maybe we don't move on from him, but those are considerations, I guess. So we will go ahead and I will show you guys position by position who is out there, who is the top guys, man, in this draft class. So you see the top 10. Free safety, Alphonse Dawson Jr. is the #1 rated guy in our draft class, man. Of course, we have YT behind everybody that was actually generated into the draft classes, man. It's funny because we need a right end. There was no right enders at all, but we do have a left end in Jarrett Ford. Right now, we are projected the 17th pick and the 30th pick. So we'll see how everything ends up turning out, man. At quarterback, a lot of quarterbacks, man. We want to just go down the list. Of course, I did do some due diligence of looking at some guys. But other than that, quarterback is not a position of need whatsoever. But you can see where you are on this list if you made a quarterback. Running back, once again, I don't think we are looking at a running back at all. But there's quite a few of them, especially projected to go in the 2nd round. So that's not bad at the running back spots. It looks like the top 10 guys, I believe, are submitted names. So that's not bad, man. No subscribers are going to be fullbacks. Wide receivers, it looks like there were quite a few again. We have 3 receivers to go in the 1st round. Slick Rick, a 6'9" wide receiver, man, out of Alabama. That's absolutely crazy in terms of height. I didn't even know they got that tall in the game, honestly, man. Kid Adams. We have a couple of guys out here, but a lot of wide receivers. Like I said, we're probably going to look at some point. We may do some scouting today in this 4th round range. Maybe we'll scout some 3rd round to see if they fall to the 4th round. We don't have a 3rd round pick, but maybe if we could get somebody who could play more of that slot position for us, that's what we do there. So like somebody like a Corbin Broadhead, maybe we see what he could do, or Matthew Lewis. At tight end, only 2 tight ends, 2 names submitted for tight end. That is a position that I could see myself going after, just to get some more depth at that position. Left tackle, we can move these guys to the right side if we need to. So we definitely need a left tackle, man, but nobody, of course, wanted to be a left tackle. Left guard, I think we're okay, but once again, we might be able to move some of these guys to the right side and play right guard. So we have Brett Russell there, Jacob Garza there as well at the left guard position. At center, we are clearly fine there. Nobody submitted their name for center. Gavin Douglas Jr., the only right guard. Like I said, man, we already scouted this guy, already threw him on our list. He looks solid with the B+ pass block, the B+ lead block, and the B finesse block. We'll see, man. We'll see if he's there. Maybe at 17, that's where we go. Nobody's at right tackle. Left end, you have Jarrett Ford, Noah Zacharias, and I think that is it for left ends. But this is a position that we definitely are going to keep our eyes on, because I think we may need to eventually get another left end. Right end, we can move him over to left if we need to, but no right ends submitted at all. No defensive tackles were submitted. We really don't need none, but no defensive tackles were there at all. Left outside linebacker, we have a couple of them. Of course, we're going to be more of the pass rushing type of left outside linebackers. So we have Michael McAuliffe, I believe you say his name. We have him on our list. Middle linebacker, a couple of middle linebackers. I will do some scouting at the middle linebacker spot. Don't think I want to spend a crazy high pick, but I will scout them. And just in case, you know, Maurice Coleman is that guy and we need to spend a pick on him, we will definitely do that. Right outside linebacker, Anthony Ant is one guy we did look at. But Kirby Thurman is the guy, I think, if we went outside linebacker. Corner, like I said, is a position of need for us. So Reese Mills, I think he was projected to go early, right? Yeah, early. I don't think we'll be able to get a chance at him, but that B+ man coverage definitely looks good. Somebody else who looks good, man, Alexander Montoya looks good, man, with the B+ zone coverage. A lot of corners. I haven't scouted all of them yet, but at some point, I think I'm going to get through a lot of these cornerbacks. But you can see your name on there if you are one of the top guys. Free safety, the #1 overall guy in the draft class, Alphonse Dawson. We'll probably look at him just to see what his talent level is like. And quite a few guys projected to go undrafted out of the free safety spot that we could look at. Maybe we sign them as undrafted free agents, or maybe we take shots at them in round 6 or 7. But there's quite a few guys on this list. And like I said, my wife did it. I don't know the rating, so maybe some of these guys are pretty solid. I mean, we'll find out, man. And then that strong safety, I think we are okay. Maybe we'll start looking for future guys at some point. But for right now, I think at strong safety, we are fine. Have a couple of kickers. We do need a kicker. So maybe that's a position. Alonzo Lightfoot, I like that guy's name. Jimmy Dean, man. Maybe we go and grab some kickers. So we will, for right now, look at middle linebackers like I just said. For this week, we have 335 points. We might be able to get most of these middle linebackers scouted. And then we'll go on to the bye week. We'll do some more scouting. And then we'll look at the stats and the standings so far. So middle linebackers don't look too promising, like at all, in terms of the top guys. So maybe there's some gems. Maybe, I don't know, man. This middle linebacker group is looking pretty suspect. I don't think there's like any of them. And we are using like all of our points here. Oh man, everybody's projected to go undrafted at the middle linebacker spot. There we go. The tackling looks good. Just about everybody, man. Looks like it's not a strong linebacker at all. Like literally at all. Looks like one of the best guys may be Gary Edison. Very disappointing. All right, so we advance to the bye week. Let's look at some wide receivers maybe. Immediately, I do want to look down at some of the guys, like I said, in the round 3 and 4 range. Let's see if we can find somebody there. So Kid Adams, 6'5". We're looking more for a slot guy. The spectacular catch is there. The release is there. The catching is there. The physicals must not be that great or the route running must be terrible for Kid Adams. Look at Kelvin James. The spectacular catch. I like that. The release, okay. The catching is okay as well. But once again, man, it just doesn't seem like a very strong class. Alexander Mattis doesn't look that solid at all. But we need some slot guys. So let's look at Corbin, see what he can do. The short route running, the deep route running, and the catching is not there. We are just basically striking out when it comes to us trying to scout this week, man. Wow. All right, so that was pretty much a dud, man. We will just see the top for the top guys. Well, I don't know how good this class is. Of course, there's a guy, looks like it's very line heavy. Couple of guys that are very solid on the offensive line. But I don't know, man. We'll end up finding out. But we'll go ahead and look at the standings. Oh, we have a message. So we have a bye week message. Then they want to ask us how we're going to handle it. We're going to allow everybody to rest, man. We took a loss right before the bye week. Recover, get your bearings right. Injury goes up too. We'll take that. Morale goes up. We're going to take that as well, man. So we see the standings. We are 7-2. Still the best record, man, but the NFC East is tough. 7-2. The Cowboys 6-2. The Giants 6-2. The Eagles still have yet to win the game. Will the Eagles win the game? That's basically their question this season, man. But for us, we're all very close. Cowboys on a 4-game winning streak. We'll see if we can hold on, man. We'll take a look at our stats for the season so far, and then we'll get out of here. Hopefully this video isn't too long. So looking for us, man. Dwayne Haskins, midway through the year, 2,100 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Hopefully we get that interception total down a little bit, but his quarterback rating is 113. Let's look at his career stats. That's the highest quarterback rating from Dwayne Haskins in his career. So We'll take that so far. The guy's on pace to go over 40 touchdown passes. We'll see if he can actually reach that milestone. Running the ball, Darius Geis has actually been healthy. He's at 700 yards, so he's on pace to definitely do some damage, man. Jeffrey Dotson, the rookie with the speed, has 200 yards. Not bad at all. Quincy Wembley, we went over some of his stats before, but the 63 catches, 871 yards, 13 TDs. Very solid, man. John Ross with 33 catches for 508, 7 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin yet to score a touchdown, but he does have 17 catches, 289 yards, the highest average per reception. Chris Herndon, 25 receptions. Jeffrey Dawson with 21. And that is basically it. Trey Quinn does not have a catch this season, man. Brandon Scherf has given up 4 sacks. This one's kind of questionable, man. Will Sampson, we moved him back to left tackle, but he's given up 11 sacks so far on the season. On the defense side of the football, total tackles, Monte Nicholson with 75. Then you have Tremaine Edmonds with 62. Landon Collins, 56 tackles for a loss. Monte Nicholson, Montez Sweat. So our guys doing what they're supposed to. Khalil Mack is just ridiculous, man. 19 sacks. I mean, it's Khalil Mack, but that's absolutely crazy. Nicholson, Jonathan Allen, Rashawn Gary. The interception leaders, Monte Nicholson with 4. Greedy Williams with 4, so that's good. Ronald Darby has 3 as well. Okay, so we have to look at forced fumbles. We know, oh, Khalil Mack has more than Landon Collins. I was expecting Landon Collins to have the most forced fumbles, but that is definitely interesting. What is our kicker? Our kicking has to be pretty just okay this year. 6 for 7, so 87% kicking. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of the league, and then we'll get up out of here for this video, man. Very short video here, but passing leader is Jacoby Brissett. So back in New England, man, and he's doing good. 18 and 8. Peter Dexter, 3rd year quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, 22 and 4. That's a very good stat line. Derek Carr is there as well. Kyle Knoll, Baker Mayfield, 19 and 4. Then you have Dwayne Haskins there, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes' contract has to be crazy, man. I just want to take a look if he's been signed. Ooh. Yo, is that legal? Do you guys see 2020 $86 million? Just your cap space for one player? Yo, I don't know what type of deal they just signed Patrick Mahomes to, but the Chiefs, they're not going to be able to have anybody in 2027. Like, that's, they have Patrick Mahomes and that's it, man. And the replacements, that's basically what they have. Who's thrown the most interceptions? Dwayne Haskins has thrown, unfortunately, the most amount of interceptions this season. Rushing leader is Christian McCaffrey, followed by Darius Geis, but of course McCaffrey got way more carries. Joe Mixon is tied with Geis as well. Then you have Zeke, Saquon, Le'Veon Bell. So the usual names. Matt Breida's up there, Chris Carson, Sony Michel. Okay, Sony Michel playing with Tampa Bay, but he's up there. Leonard Fournette to New England. All right, so nothing really crazy in terms of guys. Receiving leader, man, Quincy Wembley leads everybody in receiving yards and leads everybody in receptions. So he's having a fantastic year. When we look at the touchdowns, he should probably be leading everybody in touchdowns. He is. He's leading everybody in touchdowns. You have to start. There's John Ross up there as well. You have to start talking about Quincy Wembley as definitely receiver of the year, but maybe offensive player of the year at the wide receiver position with stats like that. I know they don't really give it to receivers, but should definitely consider it. He should go over 100 receptions this year. Monte Nicholson leads everybody in total tackles. That is definitely crazy, man. 16 tackles for a loss. Khalil Mack leads everybody in sacks by a wide margin with DeMarcus Lawrence. He probably has like 5 or 6 of those just against us. Shaq Barrett. Okay, the interception leaders, we have Monte Nicholson at the top with 4. A couple of guys, Brandon Agnew with 4. I think he could have gotten to win our last game against them, if I remember correctly, man. And then deflections, Dylan Cole with 8, Landon Collins with 7, Monte Nicholson with 6, man. So that's where we're going to end this episode, man. I wanted just to kind of show you guys where we were in terms of scouting. So you guys can kind of see yourselves. Matter of fact, before we hop out, let's do one more week of scouting. Why not? We don't have much to do this week. Let's go ahead and advance it. At least 2 week 11 We have a couple of breakout guys. We'll address that in the next video, but you kind of see, whose name or whose picture that is, man. That's Quincy Wembley, man. Can he become an X Factor guy? He already has the abilities. We'll deal with that in the next video, man. But that's definitely entertaining, man. We'll definitely try to make sure we get him the ball. But let's go ahead and do one more week's worth. Let's look at corners. I think we've done a lot of corners. There's some good, decent cornerbacks out there for sure. Let's just pick back up, man. I feel like a lot of these guys, I feel like this draft class as a whole just isn't that great, unfortunately. A ton of guys out here, though. But we do have some guys that kind of fell who look like this guy looks solid. Juan Romero, we'll add him. Not very promising. I mean, there's a couple of guys out there. Maybe we go all and kind of look at the top guys. Right end, we may be able to move him to the left. So he looks very solid at that position. We'll look at Slick Rick because he's 6'9", man. And he looks... we're probably not going to be able to get him. He looks very, very good, though, especially at that height. That's crazy. We'll see with the speed. It's like, I'm sure it's not crazy, but we'll find out, man. Another guy, we may be able to scout one more guy, maybe. I'm trying to look at the top. But I don't know. Let's look at a strong safety. I don't think we need one right away, but there could be a position that we go to in the future. And still nothing crazy. So we'll look at our draft board. This is the guys that we like so far. So far it's only 16 guys. A couple of cornerbacks out there, of course, a tight end. Maybe we'll look at more tight ends. We did throw some cornerbacks out there. Alexander Montoya is the guy who, we run a lot of zone, so he looks great, and he's an early first-round grade, late projected first-rounder. If we could get our hands on him, that would definitely be, we'll go ahead and just add him to the top of the list. That would definitely be a great find for us, man. Reese Mills looks great too, but he went to UK, but he's just at the top of the list. I don't think we'll be able to get our hands on him. But if we can't find nobody we like, and it's say the first round is top heavy, we could package the 2 first-round picks, and you see it change. Wow. So right now, the season end of the day, we'll have picks 11 and 32. So we could definitely try to move up and get a top pick if we need to, man. But we'll go ahead and end this video right here before it really is way too long, man. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Very quick. Hopefully, the guys that got into the draft class, man, you guys could do your thing out here in this league. We'll do this again for next season as well. Try to make it a little bit more in depth with the scouting and the draft classes as well. But that is all that I have. As usual, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, please go ahead and leave this video a like. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's your boy DLloyd. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.